Welcome to the Magic of Coffee. You're here with Jordan and Alec, and we're a podcast about Magic the Gathering, coffee, nerd culture, and much more. We've got our cups of Joe. Let's get into it.
Finally.
What? An actual good sink?
Oh my God. Dude, your sink's pretty cool. Welcome to the Magic of Coffee.
Welcome to episode 4.
Look at my shirt.
Here's the thing. Fuck everyone. All right, that's a little. You're holding that a little too long. Yeah,
Dude.
it's been a week, huh?
How you been?
I'm good. We spent a lot of time together, so it's not even like.
I mean, that was not really. I mean, once Zendikar came out, then it was like,
I mean,
all
the
right.
first, like after we recorded, dude, we spent. I've seen you fucking. It's been a week, and I've seen you like 5 out of the 7 days. So.
Kind of. Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, we spent a lot of time here. We recorded a lot of videos and played a lot of Arena, which we'll get to in a minute. But good. I've been good. I don't have a job, so.
Lucky bastard.
I'm not a lucky bastard.
Dude, I am so sick of working.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, good. I've been all right.
Yeah, good.
How are you?
Good. There was at one point in time, I think it was yesterday, where like out of all of the things, minus like the Magic of Coffee, but like my part-time job and then all of the like the website, the merch and everything, and like having all the meetings lined up, and then prioritizing, certain other aspects of my life. I was sitting in my dairy cooler working out dairy, and I was like, I'm really overwhelmed. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that's how I felt like realistically last week when just everything fell apart and like things were like happening and like, but it was just like I literally don't have time to process anything that's happening right now because like Zendikar happened. And I'm not saying the podcast was a problem, but it was like the podcast was happening, and then I lost my job, and I almost got a job, and then I was just like, and then like the one person I actually wanted to sit down and talk to left for a few days, and then it was just like, well, I don't know what to do. like I don't mind talking about you about like the stuff that happened, and we talked about it, but it was just like Evan, for example, is the one person who like is going through it.
Yeah.
And then was like, bye.
I'm out.
I was just like, So, but yeah.
This is not to squish anything up, but you are more than welcome to talk to me.
Oh, I know.
It was just a text away, and then I'll come over.
I know. You spent a lot of time here, and honestly, what I needed was to just like forget about what was happening and just play Arena.
Dude, you said some shit. When you first told me, I was like, oh my God. I told a friend that, and then she was like, you should probably go back over. And I was like, you're probably right. You were like, I can't remember what exactly you said, but you were essentially like, you ever just like forget that your life sucks, and then you just remember it all? And I was like, dude, chill.
Yeah. I purposely watched it was Saturday night. It was like Saturday or Sunday night. I like sat down and I was like laying in bed. It was this real sad boy moment. And I just like watched the saddest moments in anime I could find. And then just like gave myself a good cry. And then I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, here we go. Just like, all right. Yeah. Okay. But, yeah.
Never. I mean, I've been there, but fuck.
It was literally like, I've never been laid off before in that extent. Like, it happened, or like Alamo closed 6 months ago. It was like a pandemic, and we knew we were all getting our jobs back. And this was literally like, hey, you're fired. I've always quit. I've never been fired, Yeah. And it was just like, I actually really liked working there, and the people were all right, and now I'm never going to see any of those people ever again.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't know how to process these emotions. So I'm all right now, though. But
there's a couple people that I'm really glad I don't have to fucking see ever again.
Yeah.
But like, also like, I really, really wanted to go to Alamo before shutdown.
I mean, you can always go to Richardson or the Lake Highlands,
No.
North Dallas area.
I mean, I might go on a date, maybe, or I might go alone. Fuck it.
Fuck it up. Yeah.
Like it up.
So I mean, we are very lucky to have a Cinemark right there, but
dude,
it's also
honestly,
not like Alamo. So
the issue that I found with it is not necessarily that. Like, I do enjoy that Alamo has the volume level is like way higher. The problem is like any gunshot just vibrates my brain.
oh, I am.
But it's not even that. It's more so that like people, like the last time that I went to a Cinemark, I was with my ex Sarah, and we went to the Cinemax, the one kind of down the highway, and I straight up told a lady to shut the fuck up. I was and I was like, it's a movie. So I watched Endgame, I think for the third time. That was the third time, and she wanted to see it. And I was like, I want to see it so bad. But this lady, anytime, have you ever experienced this?
Yeah.
Anytime that someone in the movie asks a question, she'll answer. The lady just answered. And so eventually I was just like, and I told Sarah, I was like, I'm about to say something. I'm about to say, she was like, please don't. And I was like, nah, I don't give a fuck. I was like, can you shut the fuck up? And then she got really mad. But she didn't talk. And I was like, oh, so nice.
When the first Avengers came out back in, what is that, 2012? 11, 12. We saw it. I was like, I just graduated high school, and like we went to go see Avengers, and like the end credit scene was happening with like Thanos popping up for the first time, and some dude was on his phone when it happened, like in the movie, and he was like, "Oh shit, dog, Thanos!" And I was like, "You just ruined everything for me, thanks."
Dude, did you see the videos of like when the first new Star Wars came out, and then like, when it was just like in a galaxy far, far away, and then it like cuts, and then right before the fucking Star Wars, scrolling scene, it was like, turn the flash off, asshole. And it's it's so good.
That's amazing. I don't know. I may have seen that. I just reminded me of the "You've Never Seen Star Wars Before" video. It's like the British guy, and he's talking about Phantom Menace. He's like, "Oh, you've never seen Star Wars before," and then like some pretty racist things get said. And then at the end, when like the Darth Maul fights happens, he's just like, "Ba ba ba, ba 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 ba." It's just it's perfect. I love that video. It's so good. But
dude, I watched Lego. Speaking of, I know we're derailing this, but I watched Lego Star Wars the other day. I think I told you about it, and it was so just derailed shit. Like Qui-Gon Jinn was just like, I have a special set of skills, and then any robot, any cyborg was like, I'll be back. I was like, why?
Oh yeah, no,
it was hilarious, but also it was like, how are you getting away with this?
And I'll say it, it hasn't popped up recently for a trailer, but the complete saga, Lego Star Wars, the complete saga is happening, and they remade the entire like first two games, right? So, because the original Lego Star Wars game came out in like 2005 or 6, right?
Dude,
long ass time ago.
And it was earlier than that.
Yeah, earlier than that, honestly. So they rebuilt like the first one, and they did the second one too, and it's like it fits more of the Lego Star Wars games now, which is whatever. But I'm just super excited to play it again. Like I'm gonna play the fuck out of it. So.
Oh, they're remaking it.
Yeah, they've remade the entire So all of the games, which is cool because they did like a Clone Wars one, and they did like
I
played sequel trilogies.
I played I played one of the sequel trilogies, and I played the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
but I thought it was the funniest thing when you died. It was just like,
yeah, dude, you just
like fucking explode. It's just like, what the fuck? Is that?
And
how
then you
I'm
just
gonna
pop
be?
back up, and you're like, oh, what up?
Got my lightsaber.
I love those games.
Also, their running is like,
it's real wonk. It's real wonky.
I mean, I guess they don't have a lot of joints.
No. But let's get into it. It was a little bit of a sidetrack there. It's all right. Speaking of wonky,
dude,
let's talk about Magic Arena.
Let's talk about Zendikar.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the video will release prior to this video releasing, but there's video footage of us doing a draft.
Yep.
Kind of, and then us building decks on the fly and then trying them, which was a train wreck because I've never been that good. I need to like really analyze. And then we found The Scute combo.
Yeah. When this episode comes out next week, we'll post like the photos and things like that.
So we're gonna film after this. I think what I want to do is I want to post once the video's done. Once the video's done, I want to post like on the social medias, which we got to get better at that. I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, I'm real bad at that. I was like, I'm going to stay on top of that. And like we did the logo and then it's just been silence.
Dude, it's so.
They're just like realistically, like, because we try to get somebody to do it for us.
And I've been, to be honest, that person is still with us.
Yeah.
She's down to do it. I just keep forgetting to send anything.
Yeah. And that's, the issue with if we get a social media person, like a true social media person, they would have to like be able to do things like run them on their own, you know?
I mean, it's easy.
It is easy, but it's just, yeah.
They just have to stay on top of it. And honestly, like, if we'll have a meeting after this while we set up for the other videos, but we could probably convince her to just like get on our asses about it, or at least mine.
Well, it's like running social media is hard, especially for our type of stuff. It's literally just finding memes, liking them, posting them, you know, that, and then like content coming out. There's some stuff we want to do of like getting clips and like posting them there. Mm-hmm. It's just, man, it's been a really weird few weeks, but so yeah, we're gonna try to get on top of that. Like I've gotten really good with editing the podcast now, and like I've gotten really comfortable with like doing thumbnails if I have to. We have somebody supposed to be doing thumbnails. I just forgot to let them know.
We need to we need to get a whiteboard and just have a schedule going, to be honest. Speaking of getting really good at like editing, I literally have design's a broad statement, but it is definitely in the category. I have designed all of our like plugins for us to sound crispy.
Good. And
it's literally just like drag and drop and then alter depending on like whose mic is close to the thing.
Well, yeah, like the coffee segments, like I have that. Yeah, I know. Is it time? No. Yeah, like I literally just have that project, and so I just pull it up, drag and drop what I need to, edit it down a little bit, and then just make a move. It takes 10 seconds to make that because it's a 15-second video. So it's just like boop, boop, and then it's literally, then I just plug it in, and then we're good to go. I also just, you have to give me how long that, we'll talk about it after this. But
yeah, we got sidetracked again.
Arena, we figured out there's kind of an infinite combo happening right now.
It's infinite, but it's infinite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 17 minutes of us just hoping we don't lose.
Yeah, because so Bad Boy Gaming released a video. You said on the top right there. Yeah. That's the thumbnail right there.
Dude, can you crop me out of that? Just like, there's a new box opening.
Yeah, Bad Boy Gaming did a video where he was like, I haven't been around recently because I've literally been trying to break the game. And before that video came out, we should iterate. I was playing a game. We were playing Arena, and then I got hit with the Scute combo. Like, it's kind of a Scute combo. It wasn't like set in stone yet.
So between like videos and stuff like that and like podcast stuff, we had a day where there was no recording. We were just working at a deck. Yeah. I was working out Soul Tie, and I just kept eventually I found On Moth, which we'll get into that later. And then you were trying to do Scute. Yeah,
because I got hit with Scute. I played somebody that was using Scute, and it was just like, yeah, and I was like, oh, we could do this. Like, we could do something with this. And then I got a pretty good Garul deck going with it. And then Bad Boy Gaming did a Garul deck also with it. But it wasn't like at its full potential.
So on Garul or Soul Tie? I mean,
it was Garul. I had that Garul deck that uses Scute. Mm-hmm. That Garul deck that I have now isn't necessarily Scute based. It's more landfall kind of combo based with some of the bigger creatures we'll get into in a minute.
Do you run Terror of the Peaks in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
And then Bad Boy Gaming did a Simic build with Scute. And it was all about card draw, getting Scute on the field, mutating a creature onto it so you can't get it removed. So specifically Auspicious Starix. And then it's just fucking card draw. And oh my god. So the combo realistically is having a Lotus Cobra on the field, having a Scute, mutating a Suspicious Star X, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just fucking triggers. And then it's like, and then every land that comes out, Lotus Cobra gets another mana, so you can do something else. And then like Ancient Greenwood comes out, and then it's like, ooh, you have Druid out, so you can play another land. Ooh, Uro came out, so you can play another land. And then it's just fucking triggers, and there's like cultivating things. We got it. I almost hit 2,000 triggers, I think.
It hit 2,000 triggers, and that's when the game officially broke.
I broke the game.
He tried literally conceding, and the game was like, no,
you can't.
There's no you. It's like a parent. You put yourself in the situation.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to live with it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It was disgusting what happened. And I was like, it was funny because we were both playing Arena, and I threw that deck together real quick because I watched the Bad Boy Gaming video of him doing the infinite combo, and I was like, oh yeah, no, that'd be cool. And I just like, it was like Scute Swarm, and then Uro, and then Druid, and then Cultivate, and then a bunch of other random shit, right? It wasn't even like, I didn't copy paste his deck or anything like that. I was just kind of threw it together real quick and was like, here we go. You know?
Oh, you're talking about the deck that you...
I did the infinite combo.
Yeah.
The Scute breaking. Yeah, and then I was just like, here we go. Like, we'll try it. We'll figure it out. And oh my god, it just happened, right? It was one turn. The turn lasted like, I'm not even kidding, 45 minutes. You went through an entire game or two.
No, I went through 2 best of 3 games to
Yeah.
your 1 best of 1 game.
To my one turn on real.
Oh no, I'm sorry. To your 1 turn.
Yeah, because there's this trigger. And
He also had Green Warden out.
Yeah, Green Warden, Ancient Green Warden is a 6-drop. 4 colorless, 2 green, and it allows you to play lands from your graveyard.
It literally, I have it up right now.
Yeah.
You may play lands from your graveyard. When a land enters the battlefield, so this is what makes it good, is it causes landfall triggers to trigger twice.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so good. Also, speaking of this deck, now this is not sidetracked, but I need to know because you've played with it, because I'm an idiot. I have it in the notes. We'll say it in a minute. Ashea.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So how Arena makes it work, as I don't think is intentionally how it's supposed to work, is when you play it, all non-token creatures become lands. But what happens is because they became lands, ETB triggers happen, and it all trigger they trigger as lands. So if you have Scute out, it'll happen, and then it's like all over again.
So here's the thing that I've also realized.
I'm pretty sure.
That with the Shea is I have my deck and we'll do the text in a minute, and I was like, man, games like the other day I stayed up till like 3:30 just playing ranked, and I was like, cool, like, you know, I was just trying to find, because as everyone knows, sideboard is my thing. I need a perfect sideboard, and so I've been working on that, but I was like, I'm just not pulling a Shea at all. I don't know what the fuck. And then I looked it up and I was like, I don't fucking own any. I didn't realize that I did not have one in the entire deck. It's in there now.
Yeah.
But I was like, what the fuck?
I could be wrong with what I just said, and I could have done something a little differently.
I can test it with a bot.
Yeah, we might do some bot game. I might do some bot games to test it too. But also, it's kind of funny that we don't use bot to like test decks. We just go in like casual play, and we're like, all right, let's see.
Oh, dude, I go ranked.
Well, also, before we get into the rest of a small sidetrack again, Arena's broken still, where if you do casual play and you win,
yeah,
you
I don't
lose
understand
rank.
that shit.
So I'm Platinum Tier 4 right now, and I've just refused to do rank at this point until I get a deck that I'm super comfortable with, because I don't want to like do a bunch of rank stuff we play and then we lose rank because of it. So
yeah, I think it's horse shit.
Yeah. It's pretty annoying, but
sorry, I'm trying to organize this really quick.
You're fine. But yeah, so that happened.
So
it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so you had a 2,000 trigger.
A 2,000
turn.
Scute Swarm.
I'm sorry, no. You had a 2,800 because it was 800. We finally resolved it. And then your dumbass put another land down.
I did another land, and then I was gonna try to do that cultivate.
Well, no, you had an evolving.
I did. I dropped the evolving wilds, let the triggers happen, and then cracked the evolving wilds, let the triggers happen again.
Realistically, I'm pretty sure it was like 3,000 triggers.
Yeah, it was some stupid triggers. The game broke at a certain point, and then like we got down to 800 triggers, and then it just wouldn't trigger anymore. And so I was like,
yeah, that's how
I can't do anything, right? So I'd like try to concede, and then it just sat there for another like 3 minutes, and then was like draw, and I was like, bro.
Excuse me.
But also, super props to that guy. It was Alpha Animal, I think was the name. Just let it happen.
He just let it all
he just
happen.
like sat back and hung out and just let it happen. And super thankful for that guy, because I didn't think that was gonna happen. I was like, after the first set of triggers happened and then I dropped that Evolving Wilds, I was like, he's gonna concede. I actually don't think he could concede.
Dude, the game was breaking to the point where like I'm almost positive that you're right.
Yeah, I just
I don't think there was any way for him to do so.
I just don't think, which is hilarious. But your deck uses Scute Swarm also, but runs Onmoth.
Ooh.
And
I have my deck is fuck. So here's the thing that so back when I played Super Friends, I had a playset of almost everything.
Yeah.
I like having playsets, and then even when I played Yorian Fires, Jeskai Fires, I pretty much had a playset of everything except for obviously my companion, but I had a playset of like Transmogrify, Luca, obviously Fires, and then Agent of Treachery. It was a little bit more wonky in the Wanada deck, but it's still most of the time it was playsets. This, I have only one playset, and it is Onmoth.
Yeah.
And when I sideboard, I sometimes take them out. Not completely, but I take out a couple of them. But so it is definitely like, once yours gets online, it will 110% always overcome mine.
Well, that's a trick, because we played a few games. The Garul deck was a little too fast for you because of Bushfire Elemental. Bushfire's Elemental is a 2-drop, 1 green, 1 red. Has landfall. Every time a land comes out, it gets a +2/+2 until end of turn, and can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less.
No, it was that's the mechanic for Questing Beast. His is 4 greater. Or it might be 3 or greater.
No, it's less.
Really?
Bushfire Elemental's less. It's
see.
the same mechanic as Questing Beast.
What is it called? How do you
Bushfire Elemental. And he's great also because he's super aggro, because he has haste when he comes out, and it's just like, hey buddy, how are you?
How do you spell it?
Bushfire, BUSH.
I'm not finding it.
Let me look it up.
Let me try Elemental. Gotta get some dead space.
Pretty sure it's Bushfire Elemental.
The Gruul colors, right?
Yeah. It's a 2-drop.
Wait,
It's not Bushfire Elemental. Yeah,
it's
no, it's
Brushfire.
Right, Brushfire Elemental, sorry.
Yeah, so Brushfire. Oh, it is 2
Can't be
less.
blocked by
Okay.
creatures
I
with
swear I
power
thought it
2
was.
less,
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
so good, and he's so aggressive because it's turn 2, and then like if you turn 3, drop a Fabled Passage, he becomes a 7. He becomes a 5/5.
Yeah.
And then if it's like a Cultivate 2, then he's just like
Dude,
an 8/8.
so Landfall, are you didn't mean to interrupt, but are
No,
you
you're
running Escape from the Wilds?
Yeah.
That shit is mad cush in this.
Oh yeah, it's like I talked about it. It's a little costly, and I'm not a super fan of it. Like I wasn't a fan of it before this. Like I run it now, but it's just
Oh yeah, when it was inappropriate for like the Gruul deck that you were running, but your Gruul deck didn't need like I need an extra land. It was just like land, worm, and then land, worm, sword.
Yeah, sword.
That's an Embercleave joke. Go back to episode 3 of season 1. So let's go through this shit. So your once you get your shit online, it's as far as like Scute Swarm, then it is really brutal.
Yeah.
But how I'm running it is I'm running obviously like Lotus Cobras. I'm running Felidar Retreat, which is very, very good for defense, and then once it triggers enough times, I can either buff or make more cats, but it's landfall, create a 2/2 white cat beast creature token, or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. They gain vigilance until end of turn, and especially if the board is wiped, then you can just keep going. And then for those who don't know what Onmoth's mechanics are, it's really confusing, and it's to the point, there's so much that happens with him that there's a lot of times where I lose track of how many triggers I've done. Yeah. But the first one is when a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. It's the first one. If it's the second one, you put his colors, which is red, green, white, blue. And then if it's the third time, you do 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control. It's very, very good. But there's been times where I've triggered him 6 times.
Yeah.
So he's done 8 damage to all of them. I've gotten 8 land, and then I've gained 8 life. Now that's all in good, and then I only have 2 Scute Swarm. Now, the reason why I only do 2 is because of there's specific other mechanics. So I also run Dryad of the Elysion Grove. I can never remember how to pronounce that. And it's like it says you may play an additional land on each of your turns, and it pairs really well with Escape of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also, all lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. So what makes this really convenient is because I run out of basic lands pretty quick, and I have a lot of them. So the Fabled Passages are wild cards now.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And then I also run 3 Uro, because, why not? But another thing that triggers everything really quickly is I have 3 Genesis Ultimatums. Look at the top 5 cards, put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest in your hand, and then exile them. Literally most of the time, because of the amount of permanents I have, it's just like probably a Lotus Cobra, probably a Scute Swarm. I probably have another Scute Swarm on the battlefield, and then land. And it's just like fucking... Yeah, and so I have 3 of those, and then 3 Escape the Wild, which they pair very well together. I also have 2 Ugins, because I'm ramping so hard. Now, as far as ramp goes, and then I have 3 more cards after the ramps. I have 3 Cultivates, because it's fantastic, and then... Okay, we are back. Sorry about that.
Camera overheated.
So where we left off was ramp. So I have 3 Cultivates, which because it's fantastic, and because of the additional lands, like this whole deck is based around synergy. And because I can lay the additional lands down, like it's just, makes sense. However, when I really need some, I need to make sure these triggers hit, I have 1 Rolling Regrowth.
Yeah.
And that's my ramp. Now there are 3 other cards that make this deck what it is. And yes, Moth is definitely the win con, but these are definitely a contributing factor. One of them I didn't even realize I didn't have in the fucking deck. So the first one is Tear the Peak, because, with Scute Swarm, it's pretty much game, unless it's board wiped. Or the Retreat enchantment, Ashaya, excuse me, which I'm going to before we film. I'm going to test that.
We need to test that.
And then Ancient Green Warden.
Yeah, that's a
Now I was talking to Jordan about it earlier, but the because I run out of basic lands pretty quickly. Because of the amount of fetching, I also milled myself out the last game that I played before we recorded. But with the Green Warden, because I have Fabled Passages and Evolving Wilds, I can't fetch anything.
Yeah.
But if I need land drop, what I'll do, especially if I have the Dryad out, is I'll fetch the land, crack it open, it'll go back to the graveyard, and then throw it back out again.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll count as if I had another land that I fetched a land, because... the amount of times that I've just ran out of lands is pretty high.
Oh, yeah. Which is hilarious. But, let's talk about Terror of the Peaks. So, Terror of the Peaks is a 5-drop, 3 colorless, 2 red.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to name it off? I have it pulled up.
Yeah, if you have it pulled up.
Flying 5/4, M21. Spells your opponent's cast that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. And I've had to research the mechanics on that, or the rulings, and eventually it's pretty simple. If it's a board wipe, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peak deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Which realistically, it's not that good, because you mutate your swarm. But the reason why it's in here is because by the time Scute is out, I'm already triggering him super heavy.
Yeah.
There was a time where I pretty much, it was one other card, Tear the Peaks, and then 3 land. And as soon as I got it out, it just... And then just straight to the face.
Oh, yeah.
I've
played a game where I didn't mutate Scute, and I had Tear the Peaks out, and I did the land, I think 3 land drops or something like that. and I had 20, I think like 20 or 24 triggers, Scute Swarm triggers, and then I just one by one killed all of his creatures, and then just started pinging him.
It's incredible. Like Terror of the Peaks was not really like I think he's so good.
Yeah.
But he is such a staple. Like, dude, Scutes. If they announce a Scutes getting banned, both of us I know are gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I genuinely believe Scute is getting banned, like not because like the card itself is broken, but because it breaks Arena. Like
it has to.
Like they have to. They may not do it on paper, but it's gonna have to get banned in Arena. And I don't know if it'll be the first card that gets banned in Arena and then not in paper, but there's just no way. Like the servers can't keep up with it at this point. On Moth, I could see getting banned. He's a little too cheap for what he does. If he was like a 6-drop, I could understand him.
The issue is it's so hard to bring him out without Lotus Cobra.
True.
Because Lotus Cobra, you can bring any mana to your mana pool. And I remember when Lotus Cobra got leaked, and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this card. And then I wasn't very happy about it, but I didn't actually look at the amount of landfall. Like, I don't know how the fuck we skipped over Scute Swarm when we were doing the spoilers.
I mean, last week and even 2 weeks ago, we talked about it. It was our opinions were going to. We knew our opinions were going to change until when we got our hands on the cards and started playing with it, and that's exactly what happened. Because I wasn't very excited for this set, and I don't think you necessarily were either. But now that we've got our hands on these cards and just how insane they were, and I don't know how we skipped like Lotus Cobra. We were like, all right, cool, but we didn't realize how insane these landfall triggers were going to be. You know, and then they just started happening, and these landfall triggers were just insane. That temperature thing's back on.
Is it really? Where?
Yeah, you see it in the middle right there.
Oh Jesus! Come on, buddy, you got this.
Yeah, I know. Landfall triggers are insane, and then so Lotus Cobra is just just perfect. And then I don't think people realize. Yeah, nobody knew about Scute Swarm. Like, I didn't see it. You didn't see it. I didn't see any people talking about it in Arena. And then On Moth is also just like, as soon as you can get him on the field, it's just gross. It gets so gross.
Dude, and like, to be honest, I haven't researched meta decks. I know there is one deck that is really good, but also can be really complicating for my deck, which I guess makes it good, and it's Mill. Mm-hmm. Now, Mono Blue Mill, different than Dimir Mill. Dimir Mill is actually really difficult. Mono Blue Mill, I have to just work quicker. Because there was a time, every time that I work against Mill, it's literally like, cool, I've gotten Uro out turn 3. Mm-hmm. So like I usually will cast him and then he'll get sacrificed, but with Mill, I bring him out turn 3 and he stays there.
Yeah.
And and then at that point it's game. There's usually nothing they can do unless they eliminate it, which is fine because you're a Mill deck. Turn 4, I'm gonna keep bringing him out because I have Lotus Cobra.
Uro's real gross. I would say the deck I'm most annoyed with right now, and it's funny because I figured out how to beat it. Mono White, Speaker of the Heavens, is so fucking annoying.
What is it?
It's a 1-drop. It costs 2 white.
Is it the Angel Pumper?
If you've gained 7 life more than your starting life, the wording is weird.
Oh, I have it pulled up.
Yeah.
So 1-drop, 1/1, Vigilance lifelink. Create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Activate this ability only if you have at least 7 life more than your starting life total. Yeah. So at least 47, and only
27.
And only anytime you can, or I'm sorry, 27. Sorry, fucking that was weird. EDH. You can cast a sorcery. Yeah. Now I've faced this before, and because of the amount of ramp that I have, it is very fun to exile all of the angels because it's literally like you just do with Ugin, you just do 1 and then it clears the entire board. Like Mono White's beaten me once. And I don't remember why. But then I faced another Mono White deck and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start pumping.
Mono White is why I have in my Garul deck is why I have 4 Bushfire Elementals in there. It's because turn 2 Bushfire Elemental, and then I just start swinging on the fucker. Yeah. Because I like turn 2, right? He's a 1/1, but that's 1 ping, right? And if I play first, he hasn't gained any life. And then it turns into like, cool, all right, well, I'm going to cultivate Fabled Passage. And so Bushfire Elemental just starts stacking, and then I'm just swinging, and then he can't get Angels out. And then, yeah. So, which I think going forward, even if Scute Swarm gets banned, I'll probably run Gruul still.
Gruul at this point, Gruul land drop is really fucking fast.
Yeah, I would replace Scute Swarm with like some burn spells or something like that. But
I honestly I believe that most, not most, but I think mono red before rotation and the Gruul deck that we have now, I think could realistically be just as fast. Like they could be as fast.
Yeah, mono red is also kind of scary.
It ain't no thing.
It's not bad. It's just like at this point, it's like turn 4 they swing. I'm like, cool, here's an Embercleave, like, and then I'm like Gem Razor delete. Like I played an Artifact deck. I think you watched me play that Artifact deck the other day, and then it was just like cool Gem Razor, and then I was just like just getting rid of
with the
everything.
Ozolith?
Yeah, there's Ozolith. Also, if you ever play a Artifact deck, always get rid of the Ozolith first before you get rid of anything else, because all the counters just move to the Ozolith, and then they're like, cool, here's another Stone Coil, and then all those counters move, whatever. But
depending on how much land you have, it would be quite hilarious to do the Crystalline Giant first, then Ozolith, because then it gives them hope, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah. It's just Crystalline Giant, like, whoever thinks Artifact decks are cool, they're fucking idiots. It's like with the Sanctum decks when M21 hit, is just like they don't work.
They
like the Sanctum
before rotation, they worked.
Yeah,
the
they
Shrine decks never will work.
Yeah.
No, if someone can make party decks work, send me the deck list and I will try to play.
Yeah, I'll play it. Like I wanted party to work because I think it's a cool mechanic.
Supposedly, I've been reading. Supposedly, you can do 40 damage in one turn. But it takes an arm and a leg to do it, and also you have to make sure you ain't dead.
There's turn 3 wins with party and historic at this point.
Those historic,
Yeah, and that would translate over to EDH, but I'm sure like an EDH party is disgusting.
I mean, if I have this is what we've talked about at the perfect hand. My deck can do turn 4 win.
Yeah.
The issue is, I have to have a fuckload of ramp. I have to have maybe 2 Lotus Cobras, Ommoth, and then just start swinging and there's different variations to do a turn 4 win, but I have been able to do a turn 4 win, and technically with Uro and Mill, it is definitely a turn 3 win, only because, not necessarily because I win turn 3, it's because there's no way for them to take care of.
Yeah, they mill you out so fast, and you're just like, cool eliminate, cool murder strider, cool whatever, like
because they're milling me, and then let's just say, they fucking they brazen borrow my Uro. I'm like, cool, you already milled me out already. I have another Uro in the fucking graveyard. I'm just gonna bring that out. It's like brazen borrower now. It's just annoying. It's not actually good anymore.
No, it's not good anymore. What was I gonna say?
I mean, that's why I don't run him. I actually don't run. Actually, looking at it now, the only cards that I run that are blue is Uro, Genesis, Ultimatum, and Omnamoth.
Yeah, the Mills decks, like Mono Blue Mill was annoying, and we talked about it a little earlier before we started recording.
It's quick.
But it's quick, but it's literally like I'm at the point now where I'm just like, all right, you're going to run out of cards at some point.
Well, especially if you're going to run Simic Scute. Like, it's going to be easy, especially because of Uro.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, like, it's going to be very difficult for you to get the fucker online if all of your land are fucking gone. But there's one card that is actually, like, I'm genuinely afraid of, and it's Confining Conundrum. Like, when I was in ranked and I was playing Is It, which, by the way, fuck Is It, but, like, respect, because that actually worked.
It's weird that that deck's kind of online.
But, I mean, it's because of this card. That's the only reason why he won. Well, amongst, like, my deck wasn't doing anything. Thanks, Arena, for your algorithm. But it's whenever a land enters the battlefield. So when an ETB's draw card, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your opponent's control, if that player had another land enter the battlefield under their control this turn, they return a land card from their they control to their hand. The issue with that, because the idea is like, cool, I get extra land drops, but I was like, unless I have the Dryad on the field or like Escape to the Wilds, I'm not putting a land back. Like I'm going to have to keep retracting land. So like if I can at least have 4 land on the board, I could potentially keep going, but like my Ugin's going to be offline. Pretty much every big creature like the Ancient, Ashaya, and then Terror of the Peaks, they're not going online unless I can get Lotus Cobra to trigger a bunch. But that card is terrifying, but also so is Wilt. Destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Ashaya is really funny also because it turns all your creatures into lands. And mono white loves banishing light at this point.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And then banishing light doesn't trigger because it's non-land permanents. I remember it was one of my favorite moments is we're pretty deep into a game. It was my Gruul deck versus a mono white deck. And this guy's banishing light a couple cards, and then I bring Ashaya out. And then he tries to banishing light it again, and then it just like drops. And there's nothing underneath it, and he's just like, you watched, and he's just like, ah, and then he concedes, and I was like, bitch.
The best feeling is when they hover over a card and they're just like, oh. I mean, we've definitely done that. We're like, why can't we mutate on this human?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
When Zendikar first came out,
we thought the game was broken because the game was broken.
Yeah.
Like for like 24 hours, the servers weren't up, and I was like, dude, I just want to fucking play stuff.
Yeah, that was annoying. It was also funny with that is I like edited the podcast last night and I uploading it, and I was like trying to put the title in, and then I was just doing thumbnail, and I put Arena's broken, and then I like put the title in. I was like Arena broken, and then I went to SoundCloud to see what you put on there. Arena's broken.
Did I really?
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, good. All right, we're on the same wavelength.
I can't even remember. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up during the break. But,
but it was just funny. I was like, good. All right.
I really, and I said this season 1. I'm pretty sure I've said this before we started the podcast. I want to help you. You know where I'm going with this. I want to help you build a sideboard.
I know. I think I'm going to start doing traditional standard, so I need a sideboard.
The only benefit so I could do best of 1, and I could probably do really well. But it's just so nice to be like, okay, this is happening. I can do this. Like Mystical Disputes, cool. Storm's Wrath, cool. Like I might even run a third Ugin in sideboard just in case. Because also, by the way,
I'm thinking of putting Ugins into that Gruul deck, even the Simic deck.
You should probably just do at least 1.
Yeah, just to have him, because he is so good. Like Ugin is really good.
I've gotten, and I'm not to my own horn, I will try to prove it to you. I've gotten Ugin out turn 5.
No, I can see it. Dude, with how landfall works right now is you could turn 4 or 5 Ugin.
I've gotten Ugin out turn 4, excuse me, because I had 3 Lotus Cobras out, and then I played Genesis Ultimatum.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got him out along with everything else, and then land, and then just trigger, board wipe.
Yeah, I kind of want to run 3 colors to have Genesis Ultimatum in there, but we'll see.
I'm running 4 colors, and it's not bad.
Yeah, I also can't afford to buy more cards at this point.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I want us to get to Mythic, so I mean, I'll buy you pack. I'll go fuck.
Yeah, we'll see. I think 3 color is gonna be where the meta's going at this point.
Especially because the only good lands are going to be Fabled Passage. Hell, I'm running. So here's the thing about this deck.
Also,
I'm running Evolving Wilds. You know how fucking dumb that is? Also, do you know how dumb it is to know when someone lays an Evolving Wilds out, you're just like, all right, Scute's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean the Triomes. I'm running 2 different Triomes, 3 of each, and it's irritating. But also, I mean, if you run the Triomes, you should be just fine as far as mana base. What are you doing?
Connor texting me. Sorry.
All good?
Yeah, he was just wondering about the cats. Oh no, it's hilarious. How I wasn't running Fabled Passage or Evolving Wilds before this. You got onto me about Fabled Passage because it is a phenomenal card.
It is great.
Now I run 4 Evolving Wilds and 4 Fabled Passages, and it's just,
I run
so
3
funny.
Evolving Wilds, which is still a fucking lot, and then 4 Fabled Passages.
Yeah. It's funny because I have 3 M21 Fabled Passages and then 1 Thrones. It was just like, oh, all right, yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, shout out to Wizards for completely destroying Fabled Passage's worth.
Yeah, I know. It's, hey, we don't want this card to be worth shit, so we're gonna reprint it in the same cycle.
Yeah, it's like, dude, the Triome lands are more expensive than that, and that doesn't even make any sense because they don't come in untapped.
Yeah, it was just Wizards. I know you're never gonna see this, but
oh, you silly gooses!
you're fucking idiots.
You guys are fucking idiots.
Oh fuck, we need another fetch land. What are we gonna do? Evolving Wilds? Nah, we'll just throw a Fabled Passage in there. Destroy the fucking market price for it.
Dude, I mean,
I still think like a Thrones full art. I can look it up. Thrones full art foil Fabled Passage is still. I think it's like $20, but because it's just first print, but.
Yeah, I mean, that's still really good. I mean, hell, our Ugin is, what, $40? The full art alt art?
Yeah, and that's a second print, so...
Yeah, I mean, the second print, and also, like... I remember when I was like, they're getting Ugin. We're getting Ugin. And you're like, oh, it costs $8. And I was like, yeah, no.
What's funny is on TCG, the regular card is more expensive than the showcase, the extended art.
That's fucking stupid.
Which is funny. Let's see how much top foil is. Market price is $10 for the full art. Foil is $47. So
that'll do, pig.
yeah, that's still pretty good. I still want fucking Murder Strider, but
like a physical? You know, I have 3 of them, right?
well, I want like the alt art.
You know, I have 1 of those, right?
Oh, okay.
I have the showcase art.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Look, dog. I mean, like, you can use it.
I'm never gonna use it. I just like the art for collecting purposes.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Unless Maggie had it for the price of the logo.
Oh, yeah.
Which, shout out again.
Yeah.
Logo's sick.
Oh yeah, I we have so many of those logos. Which is fine. I love it. I changed, so I had like the Magica coffee with the mug in it for the YouTube logo, and then I changed it to just the black with the white, or the brown to the white mug.
Yeah.
It looks oof now. But also we have a if you go back and look now, we have a watermark. It's nice.
We have a watermark now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like, so the reason why she sent all of those fucking things is because it's like, so like there's a couple of those formats that are specifically for me and my merch guy.
Yeah, the PDFs, yeah.
Yeah, and then so on and so forth. So I mean, that's why there were so many of them, and it was frustrating, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, getting through
like,
it's annoying. But I think we'll cut the coffee time because this battery's running low anyway.
Is it? Oh shit, it is.
It's 12%. Yeah, we'll do a coffee segment, and then we'll come back and continue to talk about Arena.
We'll talk about some bullshit,
and then some other stuff that I kind of want to hit up on. But all right, so
let's do it.
Ooh, these on go.
I forgot my headphones.
Ooh, we're back.
We are back.
Coffee time.
So before we already before we get into it,
yeah,
I want to discuss that I think, for the sake of the flavor, I want to stop using espressos. Here's why. I tried it right at the beginning. We toasted, put it in there, and then it reminded me of other coffees.
Well, yeah, because you're putting the same thing in there.
So I think for the sake of the coffee,
All right, whatever. I'm not upset.
I love my papas.
Yeah, that's
You know what we should do? We should also get like maybe a smaller mug and just do espresso. And then we could also do like extra
we could just
strength.
buy an espresso maker. So we're going to talk about this off, but I have an idea for what we're going to use to make coffee next season.
Oh God!
And it's pretty cool. It's gonna be dumb. It's gonna be like stupid and
you know what we should do?
Over it.
Season 3 we'll do drip coffee with dragons.
Do you want to die?
That's neither here nor there.
This week we are trying Equator coffees.
Where do you think it's from?
It's from Peru.
It's close to the
It says
equator.
Equator Coffees. I think that I don't know, but yeah, it's Peru. It has cantaloupe, vanilla, and butter flavors. Yeah, it's pretty good. Every cup of coffee yearns to tell a story about its region, altitude, climate, soil, and production method. Equator's passion is to bring that story to life. When we source a new coffee, we roast it and cup it over and over again, translating that coffee story into a language of flavor that unfolds in each sip. Our mission is to highlight our farm partners and the expectational coffee that they produce. Our calling is to source.
I thought
the
you were
world's
losing
best
signal.
Coffee. Yeah, I know. But yeah, so
That was a very pompous statement.
what?
What you just read off.
That was a little poppy.
But I mean, we can't say much, I suppose.
Do you know us?
I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit too. Yeah.
I've kind of not made a list until we get closer to the the halfway point. Just because like it's hard for me to gauge, because this flavor is phenomenal. Biohazard is really good as far as caffeine, but there was just such an aftertaste.
Yeah.
But this one's like a very good cup of coffee. Like I could drink this a lot.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's number one for me right now.
I'll agree.
Yeah. Super good. Again, this came from my coffee subscription service that is called I'll figure it out for next week. I don't know what it's called.
We could just pause it and do it real quick.
I can pull my email up.
So I like the flavor profile.
Yeah.
It does kind of wake me up, which is nice. You know, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not nearly like fucking like a silencer or something where it's just like, let's go build a train.
Trade Coffee is the subscription service that I'm using.
We are not sponsored, but if we were, we would have promoted it a little bit more.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good. I think it's number one for me right now. I definitely like when just throughout the whole podcast. Usually I'll go through a cup of coffee for like the whole duration of the podcast, and I had to like refill it back up.
Yeah.
And your mug's a lot bigger than mine, and I pretty much had to refill you back up too. So
Yeah, it's damn good. Damn good cup of coffee. Cup of Joe.
Cup Joe.
I
will be missing our espresso shots, but that is neither here or there.
You'll be missing what? Unexpected Starks?
Beep beep poppy.
Boop boop beep beep.
Beep 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 beep.
New song. Dude, I can sample anything. You don't want to test me, dog.
Where is this?
What are you doing?
Pulling my notes back up.
So let me ask you a question.
I have an answer for you.
If you were to run 3 colors, what colors would you be doing?
Ultimatum. Genesis Ultimatum is red, green, blue, or red, green, white, right?
Genesis Ultimatum
Yeah.
is green, blue, red.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Oh, I don't remember what that is. What color combination? I wanted to see if there were triumphs. Oh,
There's a triumph for that.
yeah, it is a triumph. I can't remember what it's called though. I can't remember what the color combination is called, but there is a triumph for sure.
Yeah.
I can see you running that actually pretty well. I can actually see you running it without counters.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It would be an aggro build.
Dude, I'll help you with it.
Yeah.
That sounds sick.
Until Scute gets banned. I would probably run it after Scute too.
If they don't ban him, they'll regulate him. They'll add a restriction to him, and that's going to that'll be
I don't know what
dumber.
they would do though. Like
maybe limited for less like.
They have to completely remake the card. He's just gonna get banned.
There's no other way.
There's no other way. There's there are ways to exploit him no matter what. They should have not made a 1/1 that literally can copy itself.
Yeah, I guess they just like, well, we're not gonna think about fucking mutate.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't use mutate either, but I don't use mutate. But I mean, like, even without mutate, it is absurd.
No, yeah, 100% it is.
He has to get banned. There is no other way.
There's just what? Yes, he flew under the radar for us, right? Super flew under the radar. But now that he's like in our hands, like, and we aren't the only ones exploiting him, right? Like, it's all over YouTube. It's all through Arena. Like, if somebody's running green, there's a Scute swarm in there, and they like the idea is just to get him out at this point, to mutate or to trigger him to all fuck's sake. You know, it's literally a race to see who could mutate this fucker the quickest.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I'm running Ommoth, if like let's just say game 1, I win or he wins, like whatever, but there wasn't a Scute, then I was like, there probably is a Scute game 2, and if there's not a Scute at all and I draw one, I'm like, great. The best feeling is Ultimatum, and there's like 2 Scutes and like just 1 land. As long as I have 6 land, then they'll double twice, and then I'll lay another land down, and then here we fucking go.
Yeah, I know. It's just, dude, it's literally like turn 1. If you get a Scute out after, you know, pretty early on, like 3 lands, you can get rid of him. But as soon as that 6 land drops and those copies start happening, it's fucking game. Like, if it's not happening that turn, it's happening the next turn, and then it's game. Like,
yeah,
like, dude, if I see that happening, I'm just gonna start conceding, because it's just like there's just no way you can keep that at bay.
I can help you not.
Like, you could do like a Storm's Wrath or something like that.
You could use any sort of board wipe. Like, if they don't mutate, you can literally do...
Massacre Worm's also really good for that. Like, Mono Black definitely has an answer for it. But, like, if they can't... Like, if I mutate, like, anything onto it...
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, if you do, like, a Starix, then it's like, then we're fucked. If you can do a Storm's Wrath, or you could do a... I mean, I did it on you the other day, or what, 2 days ago? I used Ugin, but also there's Cinder Clams.
Oh, yeah.
Clasp.
Yeah.
It's just a 2-drop, and it deals 1 damage to each creature. And if it was kicked, it does 2 more. Oh, it does 2 damage instead. Like, it's very simple to do, to take care of. You just have to have the cards in hand to do it and make sure that he doesn't get fucking absurd. Because I could have 800 Scutes, all 1/1s. You fucking deal 1 damage to each creature. Well, fucked, because even the original one's going to die.
Well, yeah, I know. Like, there's ways to deal with it, but it's also like nobody's gonna sit through 800 fucking.
Oh, I agree.
Triggers just to like Storm's Wrath, you know.
Like
if that's already happening, like if that's happening, something else is coming out after that. Like, if you sit through that. Like that other game. Like, if that happened and I sat through all of that shit, like if the game didn't break, right? And that guy sat through it and like tried to play something, could board wipe, whatever. Like, I have every goddamn land I own in that deck. Like, anything I'm pulling out is a creature, and you're just fucked to begin. Like, at the
I mean,
end of it anyway.
I will say, like, I think I would have a chance if you had 800. Let's just say you get up to 8 million and the game actually lets you do it. Let's say you get to 8 million. If I can board wipe everything, you can't clone him again, right? You can't make copies of him again unless you have one in hand. I think I could... Now, this is just theoretical. I think with the deck that you currently have, I think I could beat you as long as I get rid of the copying mechanic. However, I think if you're running the 3-color, and I have just an idea in my head, if you could... and theoretically, with what I'm seeing could be in the deck, it wouldn't matter, like, who I board wiped, but now I don't have anything. And then you throw some shit down, and now it's like, well, fuck my ass. Like, uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. There's a creature. I think it's an M21. I think it's green. It gives all creatures haste. There's a card that gives all creatures haste. Like, there's Clackbridge. It's Crashing Bridge, Drawbridge. Tap to give all creatures haste. But there's also another one. There's an actual
I think I know
creature.
which one you're talking about. I
don't know if it came out in the Dakar or if it's an M21, but it's relatively new. But no, there's like if Scute doesn't get banned, the meta's fucked. Period. No matter. It's either going to be green, some coloration of green. Like if Onmoth gets banned and Scute doesn't, right? You could still run 4 colors. Like Onmoth just like perfects it.
You're
right?
just gonna run. Honestly, you would just run 3. The only card in my deck that runs white is Onmoth. Or I'm sorry, and Feldar Retreat.
Yeah, but it's just like if they ban Onmoth, which they probably will, and they don't ban Scute,
Everyone's running Scute. There's no way.
It's either going to be mono black for Massacre Worm, or some sort of green, like Simic or like 3 color.
Dude, honestly, mill could potentially work. Is if they can mill you out just enough. I mean, granted, if you're running any kind of blue and green, you're going to get Uros out.
That's what I'm saying. Like Uro's going to be around, and then you win the game anyway. So
I mean, if the person, anytime that I run, that I go against mill, they never have an eliminate. But you could eliminate. I'm still going to get it back, but it's always going to have summoning sickness. Like there's ways to get rid of Uro, which is it's very easy as long as you have the cards in hand, and it's very easy to take care of. Scute, but you definitely have to again have the cards in hand.
But it's also like we're running into the issue, like what we could potentially happen, and the issue we're going to run into is you're running into people are now building decks around Scute.
Oh yeah, because people are finding out how fucking overpowered he is.
Yeah, and like that's look. As a person that's running Scute in all my decks and really enjoying it, Magic shouldn't be building decks around one card, and that's where like bannings come in and things like that, because they want the things to be relatively fair, even though Uro was fucking absurd. Oh my god, just think of Growth Spiral, Wilderness Reclamation not getting banned, putting Scute in there with a Lotus Cobra. You have all the mana you ever need. I'm just sorry, they're banned. That deck isn't going to be a thing. But
did you hear about the tournament?
What?
That nothing was banned. Like they forgot to put the algorithm in.
So Temur was just.
So like from Ikoria and on, everything that was banned. So you got Cauldron Familiar, Rip, Teferi, Reclamation. So you got Temur Reclamation decks, but you also have Jeskai Fires decks. So people were and then Winata decks. People were losing their fucking minds because everyone was just playing their meta decks again.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah,
I wish someone like CGB did it, but to be honest, I like CGB because he hits Mythic, but I actually don't like his content. Mm-hmm. I just copy his decks. Sorry, bud. I don't give a fuck. Also, you do best of one, you pussy. Pussy. Oh, sorry, Jordan.
No, I get it.
But yeah, man, I think I can help you with the with your 3-color deck. I have a very good idea on what you could do. Oh my god! But it's just test running it.
So sorry, I went to top 8 in the most recent tournament, a vintage tournament. Guess how expensive the deck is?
Oh fuck! Hold on, I gotta go.
It's a Temur PW. I don't know what the PW is, but
Temur PW.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's the deck that won.
PW. Don't tell me.
I don't know.
PW. Pussy Wagon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on. Let's look.
So it's definitely like
the SCG.
It's the God of Vintage trial.
Wait, what format are you in?
I just literally like went top 8, and then like it was like all the tournaments are on the left right there, and then there's a vintage tournament. It's vintage.
Oh yeah, vintage. I don't know a lot of the deck types.
No, but
because vintage is a weird fucking format.
It's a $6,000 deck.
Have you seen
$61,000 deck? I'm sorry. And good God, there's an Uro or Oko in there actually, which is funny.
Mm-hmm. Because vintage really isn't played all that much. And so
that's an old Narset. What Narset is that?
Let me see. Oh yeah,
Narset from War of the Spark.
There's also a card that is banned in Modern in here. Like, there's a lot of cards that should be banned, like Brainstorm, Demonic Tutor, Preordain. I have Preordain sleeved and tucked away because it's actually really expensive, even though it's banned in one. And like one of the.
It's interesting because Narset's not that expensive, and
she's just really good. I have her in my EDH deck for cycling EDH.
Second place is the Urza PW. It is $125,000 deck.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of Urza.
It's because Urza, and then we got Force of Wills.
Urza is only a $40 card.
Dude, there's a Time Walk.
Yeah, it's Force of Wills. Time Walk's expensive too.
Time Walk is
huge sideboarding here. Sorry.
Have you seen? I know, but have you seen Card Kingdom's price for?
There's a Black Lotus in there too. That's why. Is Black Lotus not banned in Vintage?
Black Lotus has to be banned in every format. That's the last thing that I've heard is that it got banned.
Apparently, it's not in Vintage. Ooh, a Golos deck. Very cool.
What the fuck? I thought Black Lotus was banned in every format.
I guess it's not in Vintage.
So that's probably why. So let me look at Temer, because if Temer has to be running Black Lotus, then
Temer PW.
Wow, it is not running Black Lotus.
No, it's not running Black Lotus.
Oh, what an idiot.
It's huge.
Golos is running Black Lotus.
Yeah.
Also, you have to look at all the mocks. Okay, Vintage must not have a banned list.
I think it's literally like you can play any card from ever. Demonic Tutor. Ooh, it's such a pretty card.
That doesn't make any sense.
Ooh, Force of Wills. OG Force of Wills too, huh? Yeah.
OG?
OG, or that's from Origins.
Oh my god. Vintage only has 1, 2, 3.
Like what, 4 cards? Maybe?
4 cards. And guess what one of them are? It is a companion.
It's an otter.
Loris.
Loris is banned in
Vintage, yes.
Wow, why?
So Chaos Orb is banned. Chaos Orb is so good.
Oh, yeah, I understand why Loris is banned, because you could literally just pull out all these fucking overpowered shits a second
Artifacts.
time. Yeah, all these artifacts and shit from the graveyard again. Wow. Time Walk. Ooh. Take an extra turn after this one.
Oh, wait.
Ponder.
Wait. I'm sorry. Black Lotus is definitely banned in Vintage.
Well, I don't know. He has a Black Lotus in there, so.
The following cards are restricted, which means you can only have one of them in the main deck and in sideboard combined. Okay, so you can only have one Black Lotus. So that's why every card in these decks only have one of everything, because they all use. Because I was like, why are the Moxes? The Moxes are also supposed to be banned. Mana Crypt is not supposed to be legal. So that makes a lot of sense.
There's just like one Mystic Sanctuary, one Strip Mine.
Yeah, I was like, why does this oddly look like a commander deck? That makes sense because they have to, because of the restrictions. So that's what's overpowered about Vintage. So you have 4 official banned cards,
yeah,
and then you have like, I'm not even gonna try to count how many cards are fucking just like.
There's a card called Gush. You may return 2 islands you control to their owner's hand instead of paying Gush's mana cost. Draw 2 cards.
All right, that's real good. Ooh, Esper got in the top 8 in Vintage. Oh yeah,
very cool.
I mean, yeah, it's a commander deck.
Paradoxical. That's a cool name. Oh my god.
They have Blightsteel Colossus. You know that fucking card?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking info.
So good. So good.
Anyways.
Sorry, huge sideboard there. Sideboard tangent, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, there's a Karn in this one.
Yeah, you know it's the top aggro decks in the metagame right now? Adventures. And in control, Sultai.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess like the deck I'm running is more of a combo deck than an aggro deck.
I'm sorry. There hasn't been a competition yet.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So this is all just from last season.
The tournament's this weekend, I believe. There's a standard tournament this weekend. So that's going to start setting the meta. Unless like Scute and Onmoth get banned, then it's going to be another chaos. It's just gonna
yeah, I mean, we gotta. If there's any updates, I really hope so. But
I think Scute's getting banned. There's just no way. There's literally no way Scute's not gonna get banned.
He has to get banned. There's nothing. If you don't have the proper cards, there's literally nothing you can do.
You just literally just sit there and watch. Like literally, all you have to do with any deck, right, is just hold off. Like be able to hold them off with whatever means. Turn 6. Scute, cultivate, and then the copies just start happening, right? Fucking turn 6 Scute. If you have a Lotus Cobra out, even easier, right? So
Even less than turn 6.
even less, but it's just like the landfall is so gross right now, where it's just like,
Oh yeah, that's right. You have to have 6 cards.
you have to have 6 cards to start copying, but it's like Scute, mutate anything, right? Just to get buff him up a little bit. Like if you mutated Auspicious Starix onto Scute, like there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, dude, I just realized you want to build a Temur deck.
Yeah.
That's that's
that color combo.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
I should put my iPad on airplane mode because I just got a text message. I'm glad my girlfriend doesn't watch this.
Green. So it's green, blue, red is Temur. Dude, honestly, aside from Abzan, I've used almost every one of these color combinations. Jund, Mardu, Naya, Bant, Esper, Sultai. I've used Witch with Nicobolus. I've used Yor with Nicobolus, and I've used Ink currently, which is 4 color combination names. Also, did I tell you I'm getting Gruul tattooed right here?
Why?
Because Gruul has a sick-ass symbol.
Yeah, it's really cool. Sorry. Sorry. It's apartment stuff.
Oh, okay. No, you're good. You're good. I'm not going to cut it out. It's going to be fine. Like,
internal screaming intensifies.
well, I mean, what do we got left? I mean, all my notes are done. I mean, I talked about the deck.
I wanted to touch on a couple things. Let me pull it up. I wanted to talk about Xbox pre-order chaos, but that'll just be a couple minutes. I got an Xbox pre-ordered, the new one.
Yep.
It's funny. So Amazon, I don't know what that was.
It was probably my mic.
Had an increase of Xbox One X's, right? The current console by 740%.
As far as purchases?
As part of purchases, because the idea is PlayStation, right? PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Xbox 360, 1, and now it's the series, right? So you have the Xbox One X and you have the Xbox Series X. So I think parents went online not knowing any better. Were like, oh, I'll just get, a Series X for my kid. Amazon's Xbox pre-orders, the new Xbox pre-orders, didn't go online until an hour after the pre-order started, when Microsoft said the pre-orders would start. So all those fuckers got bought up.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and so, because I was like on Amazon, just like hitting the refresh button literally just for an hour, just like, I got to get this fucking thing, right? I got it. But yeah, it was just chaos. And it was just hilarious because some kid's going to be like, new Xbox, and it's the same fucking thing they got.
Look, if a kid gets fucking butthurt that they didn't get the new Xbox, you can go fuck yourself.
Microsoft is doing a really good job. So if you have an Xbox One, like I have, and you have to get one of the new Xboxes, online works the same. So like it's the same like Xbox Live at this point. So you're not playing so you'll play the same people. So I can play Destiny with like Connor if he doesn't get a new Xbox, and I have the new Xbox. Like we can still play together.
That's convenient.
It's
I wish
convenient.
it was cross-platform, but I mean, I get it.
Yeah, they're working. Bungie is working on that.
If they do cross-platform, I'm going to buy Destiny.
You can start playing it right now on PC. It's free on PC. So
Heard that.
Yeah. So if you get a Xbox Game Pass on your thing, it's like a $10 monthly subscription, but you can play everything that Destiny has released up to this point for free. For free, it's $10 a month. And then all the other games like Doom, Skyrim's on there now, and all this other Fallout 4. Xbox Game Pass is the best thing to happen to games ever. But watch Sword Art Online. I don't care what you fucking think about it. That show is so fucking good.
It's very good.
Season 2 is rough. I understand.
I love season 2. Are you kidding me?
It's rough, but oh my gosh, season 3, everything that happened, like it just ended. Season 3 did. Amazing, so good. The payoff, so worth it. But that is all I have. Sorry.
I don't know if I really have anything else.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else either. I'm just having to deal with this garbage now.
The only thing that was discussing was really the meta decks and the bannings. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's everything for me.
It's cold in Texas now.
Yeah, it's finally cooling off.
Air quote cold. Yeah. Was it colder in Georgia? Or was it about the same?
It's like realistically, it's about the same. Like summers weren't as hot; they were a little more humid and kind of more muggy. But summers weren't as hot. And fall was about the same. It gets real rainy in Georgia in the fall. That's like the issue with Texas. We had a lot of rain last year, but it's like never rains here. So
does Connor know about the fucking 800, or I guess the 3,000 count trigger?
He was here. I don't know.
We pretty much found like it's not an infinite combo, but for standard play, it's an infinite combo.
I literally broke Arena the other night. Yeah.
Yeah. He just copied 8,000 bugs, essentially.
Yeah, it was literally 2,000 some odd triggers that happened in one turn.
So it was 2,000, and then prior to that, it was 800, and then he laid one more land down, and then it broke. And we're like,
yeah.
All right, well, I guess they got to concede.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't even let him concede because the game was broken.
It just stopped triggering after a while, and then I was like, all right, like, I can't do anything else again, so I was, like, trying to quit the game, and it was like, no, you can't, you're stuck.
You're going to lose.
But, yeah, so follow us on social media, The Magic of Coffee. MTG on Facebook and Instagram. The Magic of Cough 1 on Twitter. If you're listening to this on SoundCloud, hit us up on YouTube. We got a lot of content, a lot of box openings, some arena gameplay, more arena gameplay coming soon. And yeah.
Enjoy your mornings. That's not it.